Hello everybody and welcome back to the British Touring Car series that we are doing here on YouTube. This one's going to be a bit different, and normally we talk about the race reviews and, well, the races for the 2021 British Touring Car Championship. This one's different. We're actually going to talk about the brand new British Touring Car game that is set to release in 2022. It's being made by Motorsport Games, who are famously known for working on the NASCAR Heat games and a little bit of work on R Factor 2 as well. With me is my good friend Ben. Say hello.
Hello.
We've got a bit of a list that I'm going to quickly run down. I'll get our thoughts and opinions afterwards. Now, one thing that we do know is that obviously being made by Motorsport Games, it's going to be released sometime in 2022, probably April or May. It might be a bit later in the year, who knows, depending on delays and such. And it's probably going to be released on all new platforms, so the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and of course PC, probably via Steam and other platforms as well in later years, but we'll see. So we're going to run through a load of points that we've got between us. So first one is the Co-op Championship, so preferably online and split screen. Classic cars / tracks as an option. Support car championships, this could be similar to Toka 2 but in the career mode. A realistic damage system, penalty system, obviously that's probably to be expected, but will it be quite harsh like Grid Autosport or F1 2021? Obviously real life commentators will be quite a nice addition. Classic seasons / past seasons, we'll get into that as well. Test drive before getting a drive in the British Touring Car, so this could be to include testing days, to test new tyres, engines, parts for the team before they go live for the rest of the team. I don't know, something like that. And it's fair to say that because this is the 2022 game, that it should include the hybrid car, whether it's the test car or the proper one. Might get added via an update, but yeah, Ben, where do we start with this one?
I'll say we'll work our way down, but yeah, I'd say obviously Co-op Championship, online and split screen. That's just a nice one where you've got the two options there. If you're able to go online and you want to have fun with your mates, and that's always a nice one. You can set up some sort of league or have fun, whatever you feel like. And also split screen's nice, just so you got something for. Not everybody uses split screen nowadays, but I appreciate games that have it, just so you got something for at home.
Yeah, exactly. It's always a nice one to have, really. I mean, like you said, online, obviously, online's popular no matter what, so that's probably to be expected. But yeah, split screen. We know that there's probably going to be the chances are there's obviously going to be like custom lobbies and stuff like you get with F1 and Forza and stuff. But yeah, hopefully, like you said, it'd be good for racing leagues in that sort of sense. Any other particular ones that catch your attention?
We'll go through a different one. Realistic damage is always quite nice in games. Obviously, you want to have a bit of something. With it being touring cars, you have your free races of the weekend. It'd be quite nice for, obviously, if you do damage your car in race 1, it could impact you on race 2 and possibly even race 3 or even ruin your weekend. And it'd be also nice that you can see that as visual damage as well. I'd quite appreciate that. And then, yeah, it's just sort of like, if you damage your car, I want to see you have some sort of impact and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, so it has like a big resemblance to what they get like in the real life sports sort of thing. That sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be quite nice to see what happens with that. The penalty system, that's basically an easy one. It's like you don't want it where if you cut a corner it's going to slow your car down for like 20 plus seconds where you're basically stuck at going like 3/4 speed or whatever they put it as. That just annoys me. So I'd rather have just it added on time at the end of the race, like you would have in real life if it was too severe. Just makes the racing more racing.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things as well, because obviously we know what penalties are like in other sports, and the games that follow those sports are, well, let's be honest, they keep in cooperation with them quite well. So yeah, if they keep to the same sort of penalties that they get in the races, then obviously that would be a good thing. Obviously real life commentators, I think that's kind of obvious, but that might be a tricky one to implement because of, well, getting the rights to, and getting them in recording studios and and stuff like that. But it would be pretty cool because it would make it feel like a proper British touring car game. The classic season / past season. The only downside with this one is obviously it'd be nice to get the old seasons introduced. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I'm sure a lot of people here are with me on that. But it's probably going to come off. I mean, let's be real. Given how the gaming market is and the gaming industry is, chances are if there's going to be anything like that, it's going to be DLC, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll either be a DLC or it'll be too hard for them to do because of licensing issues.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the old car companies like Renault, they're not in touring cars really anymore, so it's sort of, you're going to have a bit of an issue there where you're going to have to contact people and it could become a nightmare. So I don't see that happening, but it'd be nice if it did.
Yeah, exactly. If not, there's always modding. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
So there's that. Speaking of which, and kind of keeping with cars and stuff like that, the support car championships point we mentioned, it working a bit similar to how it does in like Project Cars, where you kind of start at in them I think it's like you start at go-karts and then you work your way up via different categories. But for this one, it could be something like starting in the Mini Cup, work your way through Renault Clios or Ginetta Cups or whatever's on the Sport Car Championship before you get to the British Touring Car. Obviously, you could have the option to skip all that, but yeah, what do you make of it, Ben?
Yeah, I agree with that, and they've kind of done that already with the NASCAR Heat ones, where you have the dirt races and everything. So if they implement it sort of similar-ish to that, we have your like grassroots and you go on to the main championship, it would be just quite nice, really, just to have something different.
Well, out of the points that we've listed, what would be the three that you could see being the most accurate that had actually been implemented into the game?
Into the game, I'd say hopefully damage. Support car is a high chance, and then I'd say other than that, I'd say probably the penalty system, because based on how these guys are, I'm hoping they'll sort of keep it similar to the other games where it's not too severe.
Yeah, I'd say the three for me would probably be penalty system and the damage system. Obviously, we know they're going to have damage and penalties anyway, but there's a good chance that that's going to happen. That's quite realistic. But the third one, I'm probably going to say the Co-op Championship's quite realistic, because I think that obviously online racing is going to be a thing. There's no doubt about that. Hopefully multiplayer will be in this. But I can see co-op being a strong part of it, given how when people used to play the TOCA touring cars, obviously you could do like 2-player championships and stuff, but you couldn't really do a co-op championship per se. It was technically a co-op that you could do, but it wasn't classed as a co-op. I'd say, whereas this one's like, yeah, you could easily have like a championship thing going. If not, you could obviously always make your own series. I mean, YouTube does allow for that sort of thing. People will probably be making their own series on that. But yeah, I think that kind of about covers it. I'm quite intrigued to see what you guys think at home. If you guys have any suggestions of your own which you think might make it into the games, and which some of our, if you agree with some of the points that we've made, or say agree with some of the points, but do you think that some of these wishes that me and Ben have said, do you think they'll be introduced into the game? If you do, let us know in the comments, and obviously, like I said, let us know if there's any that you think we've missed. Let us know down in the comment section. As always, thank you again to Ben for joining me on this one, and hopefully you guys enjoy the game when it releases. We'll obviously be back, but until next time, thank you very much for watching, and of course, ta-ra.
Bye.